September 20th, 1988, when Matt Kenseth made his NASCAR Sprint Cup debut, subbing for Bill Elliott that day. He finished 6th. Now on this September 22nd, 2013, Matt Kenseth is our Goodyear Superior performer after scoring his 7th win of this season and the 31st of his NASCAR Sprint Cup career. Matt's in Victorylane.
Joy in Victorylane today, opening the chase with a 2nd consecutive victory, your 7th win of the season, and the win on your 500th start. Sharing that with Richard Petty, that's some pretty good company, Matt. How do you put it into words what you did today?
I don't really know what to say except for praise the Lord, man. This has been just an unbelievable opportunity. For me to win at Loudon, first of all, is more than a, more than a stretch and more than a dream. This is probably one of my worst places. That just shows you how good this whole team is. So I want to thank everybody at JGR, Kyle and Denny. They've helped me so much here, and they got a great short track program. So, I kind of didn't want the state job with a 500 start. Kind of makes you feel old, so I'm glad we did something with it and won. I need to thank Husky, Home Depot, Dollar General, everybody for doing that for me. Toyota, Gatorade, Citizen Watch, GameStop, and Reese's, and of course Sprint. It's just awesome to be standing here.
If winning last week to open the chase at Chicagoland gave you momentum, what does winning a 2nd one in a row do for you guys?
Honestly, just to keep taking it 1 week at a time. It's been a great start for JGR. Kyle ran 2nd. Both races had real strong cars. All 3 teams right now are working really closely together. I'm not sure what Denny on that, but I know he had a real good run today. So, man, I just feel like the luckiest guy in the world to be standing here, honestly. And, man, I'm going to enjoy it, and then we'll look forward to getting to Dover.
Didn't have those sunglasses on. You might see some tears in the eyes of Matt Kenseth, who wins today at New Hampshire. Dave?
Up 6th in the championship points, and more importantly, 3rd on the day for Greg Biffle after a race that was run mostly in the teens. How did you get there at the end?
You know what? It was a miracle. We didn't pass anybody in the pits. We passed them all on the racetrack. I feel really good about how far the team has came. We had great pit stops, but the restarts, we just got good at the end, and our car really took off. We're able to drive by those guys and get up to 3rd, and we probably reeled in the 20 a full straightaway almost in the 18, catching them. So most fun I've had in a long time, even though we finished 3rd. It was about to be good. The 18 was going to catch the 20 in the next few laps, and I was probably going to get to the 18's bumper. So a lot of fun. Just wish it was the 325 instead of the 300.
Yeah, I heard you use the word if. If you had gotten there, what would have happened?
It'd have been exciting. We were 3 wide on the apron and doing everything earlier, so we want to try and win this championship. We're going to race them hard.
His 3rd place is the first top 5 since the win at Michigan, and that was in June. Great day for Biffle. Dr. Punch?
Well, given the tough couple of weeks for Michael Waltrip Racing, the announcement this week by Napa, Martin, you go out and lead almost a 3rd of this race today. Your emotions here in the final laps. You seemed like it was a very frustrating afternoon.
It was. We just had a good car, the first half of the race, and then the second half we just started getting tight. It's cooling off and clouding up, and just could never get it turning again. And then that last set of tires was terrible for us, and we just couldn't do anything with it. So it's unfortunate. Guys did a good job all weekend. We've really struggled here the past 2 times, and obviously made some huge gains in the right direction. Just weren't good enough at the end when it counted.
Martin Truex.
Well, Jimmy Johnson told us pre-race that all he wanted to do was get out of here with a solid finish, a clean day, moving forward with all the races remaining. How good was this for you guys?
It was better than we thought it would be. I felt like we're going to have to really scrap for a top 10, maybe a top 5. And I truthfully feel we had a shot to win this race, if not run 2nd or 3rd. Those last couple restarts lining up on the inside lane just didn't work for anybody down there, and I'd lose a couple spots and have to get them back. But strong performance. And again, my crew worked so hard over the last 3 or 4 weeks getting ready for Richmond, which didn't go well, getting ready for here, which went really well. So it took a lot of hard work to get the end result, but we've got a nice race car for these flat tracks. And I'm excited, looking forward to Phoenix now down the road. It's big to have a good run here, knowing that we can go to Phoenix and be competitive too.
Do you have a sense of relief now going into Dover?
Yeah, I mean, to open with a 5-4 is great. 1-1 like Matt's had is obviously a lot better. But we're in a good spot. We haven't given up too many points, and we're going to one of my best racetracks next weekend in Dover. So I certainly hope to have the Flow Chevrolet and Victorylane over there.
All right, Jimmy Johnson, 2nd in points.
Carl Edwards, a difficult weekend to say the least. You came out here frustrated qualifying practice, but then when the race started, here you came, and then you end up with a top 10 finish.
We had one run where we were too loose, but otherwise our Aflac team did a great job. Greg finishing up there in third. That's huge momentum for us on a flat track like this. Our Aflac team finishing ninth. Pretty good day. There was one run. If we wouldn't have had that run, we would have been up there in the front. But I got to say, we're thinking about Steve Ball, his family. Guy I raced with, he's awesome. Judy, we're going to miss him, and Jody that was on our car from the Aflac Cancer Center. A lot of thoughts and prayers with them, and overall a pretty fun race.
Carl Edwards.
All right, Doc, so look at the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Championship standings with now 8 races to go. Matt Kenseth easing out just a very little bit from Kyle Busch and the rest of the field. Jeff Gordon had a chance today, but late mistake, cost him a lot of ground.
It's really been about their season. The 24, they've had a lot of good races, but not closing them out.
Yeah, and not ready to call it a three-man race yet, but Biffle and Edwards are going to have to step it up certainly next couple of weeks to try to keep themselves involved in this. Kevin Harvick, not the day he was looking for here.
And Casey Kane with that crash that left him with 37th place finish today. Next race in the chase is next Sunday on the Monster Mile in Dover, a place where Kyle Busch and Matt Kenseth are awfully good.
And so is Jimmy Johnson.
Yep, imagine that. Should be a fun one. Next Sunday, and the rest of the remaining races in the 2013 season. Join us at the track or join us here on the ESPN networks. Nicole, how about Kenseth 2 for 2?
Yeah, not bad. 6 chasers, though, in the top 10. One of them, Matt Kenseth in Victorylane. And that really is almost the problem for everyone else. Take Dale Earnhardt Jr., for example. Very solid day. Finished 6th. But he was trailing by 53 coming into this day. He now trails by 62.
Yeah, it looks like he's in trouble right now. He had a good run today. Finished up there in the top 10, finished 6th. But just like you said, Nicole, he can't gain any ground. So it was a tough day for him in the points, but a great day for him on the racetrack.
Good day for the non-chasers. Jamie McMurray finishes 5th, Brian Vickers 7th, Jeff Burton finishes 8th. Good day for those guys.
Big surprise of the day?
Big surprise. Greg Biffle.
Yeah.
Fork me, Ray. No, fork you.
Yeah. Unbelievable run for Greg Biffle.
Yeah, unbelievable. But, you look at the top 3 chasers. They've won 50% of our races. The guys behind them, I think, are going to mix up. But look at the strength of the 20, the 18, and the 48.
Yeah.
And look at the strength of those teams, not just here today in the last 2 weeks, but the strength of those teams going forward. If you look at the schedule, it's very much a Jimmy Johnson track or a Kyle Busch track or a Matt Kenseth track. It's going to start adding up quickly.
That's right.
Alan?
All right, Nicole, there is the giant Loudon lobster that goes to the winner, some 20 pounds.
Is that thing real?
Yeah, absolutely.
For Brad later, too.
Caught off the coastal waters, and I don't know if it's quite suitable for dinner tonight, but certainly it makes for some memorable pictures after a big win here. Well, we expected a rock'em sock'em short track rumble here where strategy would play key in this New Hampshire race. What we see?
Well, we saw some of that. Certainly the race started out that way, and I think strategy played part into it. But what we saw were good handling race cars. It's what you really need here, and Matt Kenseth, just a kind of season every driver dreams of. Kyle Busch is right there. He's not frustrated with this. I think that he was okay with finishing 2nd here, just what he needed to do to hang close in the points. So we've got a great battle.
And don't tell me momentum doesn't mean anything. I'll tell you, Matt Kenseth started out with all the momentum in this chase, and it carried him right through a track where he's never been really successful at. He comes in here, never had a top 5 finish in like 16 races, and comes in here and wins this race. That's what momentum's all about.
So we wrap it up here in New Hampshire today with Matt Kenseth celebrating his 2nd straight win to start the chase. And we remind you that tonight you can see the final eliminations in the AAA Texas NHRA Nationals at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN2. And next weekend's NASCAR is the Nationwide Series in Dover, Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. And race 3 in the chase next Sunday from the Monster Mile, 1 Eastern on ESPN. Up next is SportsCenter.